Hi everyone, and welcome to today's recording, which is the 6 steps on how you can save your relationship after infidelity. My name is Tracy Kimberg. I am a couples therapist and relationship coach, and I help couples overcome things like infidelity. I'd like to share this quote with you before we start. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. This was said by the very wise Nelson Mandela and is very significant when it comes to something like infidelity. The big question is, how do we move past an affair? The reason why it's so hard is because of the betrayal. Betrayal is extremely difficult to process because it is quite a shock to the system and to everything that you hold dear in your relationship. The first step to recovery, which is possible, the recovery, is to understand why it happened, to ask yourselves whether we can save the relationship, and to ask the very important question if the future infidelity can be avoided. Let's look at why people cheat. I often get bombarded by the question, why do people cheat? Why did you do it? What made you do it? Why? There are 3 main causes of infidelity. The first one is ignoring bids, which means ignoring those bids for your partner's affection and connection. This might happen consciously or unconsciously. The second one is negative comparison. Negative comparison means you are noticing the negatives in your partner and comparing them to the positives in other people. So you are seeing your partner in a negative light and getting caught up in that negative light. The third one is resentment. This is closely connected to negative comparison. When you notice these negative things in your partner, you start building this resentment in them, and then you justify why you deserve something better. You get caught up in that negative thought override. Let's look at the warning signs of what causes someone to cheat. Some warning signs for cheating may include if your partner does not view cheating as wrong, immoral, or unethical. The second one is your partner has this very casual, dismissive perspective on cheating. The third one is your partner doesn't take responsibility for himself in this type of situation where he was perhaps cheating. And your partner has a long history of lies and deception. Your partner can't communicate openly and is very, very secretive. And then, of course, the last one is your partner refuses and cannot empathize with the pain and distrust caused by cheating. So there are 6 steps to save your relationship after cheating, and I'm going to take you through them one by one. The first step that you as a couple need to do is to decide whether or not you want to save your relationship. The second step is to decide whether you can move past this thing and try and rebuild that trust together again. Are you going to be capable to rebuild that trust as a person in yourself? Trust is actually split into 3 things, but I am putting them into their own individual point here because they are each extremely important. Let's talk about rebuilding the atonement. Atoning means getting rid of that bad tone on the table. So it means open cards, sharing all the facts, being completely honest, answering questions. Remember, building trust is like I said here, the proof is in the pudding. You cannot build trust immediately. It's going to start from baby steps. So it's by little gestures, by sticking to your word when you make plans, phoning when you say you will. Tiny little blocks of building trust will help build that trust. And then we go to attunement. Attunement is when you're both in tune with each other's needs. So you need to really reflect on your needs as a person. Which needs weren't met in the relationship? And what are the needs that you are discovering in this situation that you now need met? And how you as a couple can communicate this to each other. Working on forgiveness can be quite hard once a partner has betrayed the other partner. There's a lot of anger and resentment and anxiety that comes with that. But working on forgiveness is a very important part of saving the relationship. Then you have to try and view your relationship now as a new relationship so that you as a couple can start on a clean slate and not keep bringing up the past. Building attunement is definitely hand in hand with being vulnerable with your partner. Vulnerability is an essential part for building that deep, deep connection with one another. Are you willing to bear it all to your partner? And in doing this, you will see that you can rebuild that deep connection. Then, of course, the intimacy connection, which helps with building trust. You will not be intimate with someone that you don't trust. So we have to work on building that intimate connection slowly, not jumping right into the deep end. Of course, we have attachment. Attachment is basically the sexual part of the relationship. How do we re-engage in sex after an affair? It is not always easy. Sometimes it takes a very, very long time for the partner to be able to engage in intimacy on that level with their partner. So we work on that issue as well. And of course, then patience. Patience, patience, patience. There will be days that are really hard, but remind yourself why you decided that you are going to save this marriage or relationship in the first place. And once you've done that, remember that it's going to take a lot of time. And as they said in the old days, blood, sweat, and tears. I'd really like to do a shout out to Tim and Sophie, whose names I changed for this talk. They are an amazing couple that came to see me after Tim had confessed to Sophie that he had had an affair. Sophie was obviously completely devastated. Her trust was broken in an instant, but she was still willing to repair the relationship. So they completed the 4 phases in the repair program, which helped them rebuild and reconnect as a couple. We helped Sophie by supporting her through this whole process, by helping her understand why Tim had an affair in the first place, which helped her have a deeper understanding and helped her through a process of forgiveness. We did a huge amount of work on building trust, and with patience, they were soon on the road to rebuilding a long and stronger relationship, a long-lasting relationship with a deeper, stronger bond. Once completing all the exercises to help them with attuning and connecting, there was a very obvious change in the couple, and it was clear to me that this couple was going to be able to survive this big traumatic event. I feel so very proud of them. It was hard work. They did a lot of hard work, and I can't tell you how much I saw them grow as individuals and as a couple. They so deserve the happiness that they have now after completing this repair program. So let's give a brief recap. Phase 1 is obviously I'm going to just call it in 3 phases. Phase 1 is understanding the betrayal, and that goes for both parties. A deep understanding about what it has caused and why it happened. So phase 2 is committing to repair. Are you as a couple committed, both of you 100%, to repair the relationship? And then phase 3 is when we start rebuilding. Rebuild brick by brick, stone by stone, as we can rebuild this intimate, deep connection once again. I don't want to sugarcoat this at all, guys. It's not going to be easy, except, first of all, that there are going to be really difficult times. There are going to be great times because you are rediscovering each other. Find the help you need to guide you through this process. Don't try and do it on your own. It's very, very difficult. If you need to take time out, but don't take time away. Please don't take time away. And remind yourself why you decided to save your relationship in the first place. And that brings us to the end of today's talk. So if anything that I discussed today resonates with you and you find you are maybe going through exactly what Tim and Sophie did, then please get in touch. I'd love to help you get through this. I've left my number here for you, or you can just send me a message or send me an email. Just get in touch and we can start this process of rebuilding and healing. My name is Tracy Kimberg.